Good YouTube, Flan Speaks back for another video. Recently, I think this happened yesterday. Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, two former great NBA players, had weighed in on this Caitlin Clark thing, not making it to the Olympics, and I'm going to chime in on this here. Seems like everyone wants to give their opinion on this issue. And, this is just the next one. So, let's see how it goes.
Your view on Shorty get left off the Olympic team?
I just thought it was a bad move.
Me too, yo.
Whether you like it or not, and you're trying to grow the women's game, whether you like it or not, this is an opportunity. Now, the U.S. said, they came out and said,
Yeah, she ain't had enough reps.
well, it don't matter. I don't care what the reps is. And I don't care how political this is. Yeah, it's politics. Yep, it sure is. Because when Sabonis get left off the All-Star team for Anthony Davis, it's politics. When
Sabonis for Anthony Davis. Well, Sabonis was a good player back then or whatever, but he wasn't even an American player. That's whatever.
certain things happen, it's politics. Politics come into play on everything.
Politics are part of the growth.
It's part of everything, any type of growth. So when you don't take advantage of that, you drop the ball. So, say what you want to say, and the animosity and whatever y'all got toward her, since she been here, or if you want to throw Angel Reese in there, she probably should have.
All right, so now the animosity has extended from just the jealous black players on the court. It's funny how nobody mentions like the white players. Even though Diana Taurasi was the first one to speak out, okay? Nobody mentions a Sabrina Ionescu. Nobody mentions a Kelsey Plum. Nobody mentions many of the other various Brianna Stewart, various white players who've played in the WNBA, who are considered some of the best players on the WNBA, who are actually on the Olympic team. Right? You never hear anybody call them jealous or anything like that. Unless you have some of these websites where they're attacking the people who live the alternate lifestyles, may identify as, homosexual or whatever. Some people attack them and say, well, they don't like her because she's straight. All types of nonsense that has nothing to do with actual basketball play. But now there's animosity on the part of the actual committee who's putting together the team. And it's funny to me because, like, on one hand, like for example, let's say Caitlin Clark was out there averaging 25 points, 10 assists, and she had a great assist to turnover ratio, which right now she has the worst. But let's say she had a great one. You might have an argument because you would have to find a reason to keep her off. But this argument is you should put her there because she's popular. There's a whole segment of people who want to watch her. And the reason you want to keep her off is animosity. Now, would that be animosity towards her? Or would it be animosity towards those people? Which one actually would it be? Just questions that I have.
On it too. Throw Angel Reese on there too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what
now this is the political correct answer. Because let's just keep it real. None of these people believe Angel Reese is the reason. None of them. They believe that Caitlin Clark is the reason. This is telling you the numbers are showing. Angel Reese's last game in D.C. and 4,000 people there, I'm hearing. So, it doesn't matter, right? But these two, let's just throw her in there, right?
I would have did personally. Angel Reese and Caitlin, I would have put both of them on the Olympic team for the simple fact that I really didn't watch the Olympic girls, just to be 100 with you. But if that had happened, I probably would have watched.
Why? This is what I'm trying to. Why? Okay, you saying you didn't watch the Olympics the women. First of all, he called them girls. You know, they're ladies. These little things like that just shows the amount of respect there. You were as a ball player, you didn't watch the women play, but you would watch if Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark was on the team. Why? Do you think they're the better players? Do you think like they're better than those women? Like, what is the reason you would watch because they're on there as opposed to the other ladies that are on there? Or is it about basketball? Or what else is it about? Now, I can understand, you know, the casual who just literally just tuned in as soon as they saw the national championship game. And this is all you saw, which is the case of most people. This is all you saw. You didn't see many of the others. And you're tuning in just because you're curious to see how they perform on that stage. But outside of that, you're a hooper, though. And this is really the bottom line. Many of them don't care nothing about the women's game, none of that. Yeah, this is the truth. This is the same guy who sat up there and clapped when what's that dude named Caitlyn Jenner, you know, was sitting up there, you know, talking about you know, after he got in that accident and then he thought he was gonna go to jail, you know, he goes and says, you know, I'm a woman now. And you had Paul Pierce, one of the guys back there, you know, clapping and all of that stuff for it.
100. You know, I'll catch the highlights here and see that they've been just blowing everybody about 50. Like, you know, they done won the last eight Olympics, and we always catch the gold. You know, but like, shit, I'm going to watch the preliminaries and the pool play and all that if they throw these two on there. Like,
Why?
Would you not? I mean, I'm going to catch it. Like, oh, okay, let me see what they on. Let me see what they on with. You know, if they going to play. Even if they played them 5 minutes, I would have tuned in. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
And they would have got national coverage if they think about like all the sports is playing at the same time.
Global, P.
Yeah, but like say you got the 100 meters, the swimming, and the basketball all on the same time. If she's on that team, they're going to give that the coverage that day.
No, they're not. No, did he just say 100 meters? Did he say, maybe he means swimming. Because I know he don't mean track and field. You know damn well that the Olympics, the primary sports that they're going to focus on, track and field, all of the original Olympic, events. And then on the side, you get boxing, you get tennis, you get basketball. Basketball is never getting the main coverage. And even Mad Dog Russo, when he debated Stephen A. Smith, he's the one that put forth the best argument. See, Stephen A. Smith, you know, he can get all loud with those women. Then when Mad Dog came on there and got, actual, like, real stats and numbers, because he's been in the media longer than Stephen A. Smith, he really didn't have an answer. He really didn't have an answer because he came with logic. He said they're not going to give the women's basketball coverage. And he don't see them doing it just because Caitlin's on there either.
Right? Ain't no more Michael Phelps. I mean, it's 50-50 if you're going to throw, what's my girl name? The Olympian.
Who?
Simone Biles?
Simone Biles. If she performing in the basketball, it's 50-50 who they going to throw on.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Gymnastics is going to get the coverage over basketball. It always has. Which is just suggesting now, is that they will give Caitlin Clark and women's basketball coverage that they didn't even give Jordan, Bird, and Magic. That's absurd. Or Shaq, Reggie Miller, you know, and guys like that when they played in 96. That's absurd. If gymnastics is on, they're going to play gymnastics. Those other sports, basketball will be on USA or, one of those other networks. We've been watching the Olympics forever. They've never done that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that just for that aspect, and I don't even care what nobody else think, you should have did it.
I think USA dropped the ball on this.
Yeah.
And as we sit here, man, I say this wholeheartedly, man, media, ex-players, GMs, everybody who has a take on this, Man, it's the responsibility. It's our responsibility, not ex-players, but now analysts. It's our responsibility to grow the game, not just through concept and through analysts and being analytical.
Garnett don't know what the hell he talking about. He just trying to put some words together to make an argument. Kevin Garnett just recently has been making this real weird shift now. I don't know what it is with him. I think he might have talked with the commissioner. And after he had this conversation with the commissioner, out of nowhere, he's starting to have these views now that don't promote the basketball that he actually played, which was like defense and playing in the post, inside out, and the basketball he grew up on and actually played. He's now starting to favor the new way they play in the NBA under the guise of like growing the game. Actually, if you look at the game, it's actually suffering now. The greatest ratings the NBA has ever gotten was during the Michael Jordan era, and it probably never will reach that again. Despite its global popularity now, because of the style of play, because of the way the game is called now. Actually, Europeans are saying, like Jokic and Luka Doncic have actually said that the NBA is easier than the game they play in Europe. And that's interesting. That these guys think they can come over here and dominate, and this is way easier. And they're really kind of showing it. If you look at their numbers that they score at home versus the numbers they score here, the way we play is easier. But Kevin Garnett's all bought into this. He seems like the type, man, that he's not well read, doesn't have a lot of his own ideas. It's more like he's just being fed something that he's supposed to talk. And he sounds crazy right now. Just listen to him.
Giving our views on the game, but being able to articulate the game to the viewer and what they're watching. And what's going on is that we have an obvious new wave coming in here. I spoke to this, bro. We have a new wave coming in, and it's being denied. I think the WNBA, this is just my view, bro. They've established something and they built something, right? They got something. But in order to take it to another level, you got to have another level of not just interest, but influence, politics in there. You got to have talent too, bro.
We have a level of interest, politics. You got to have talent too. What are you talking about, Kevin? Now, I agree. They're not doing the best job of promoting. I think they're doing a better job than a lot of people think. But they're not doing the best job. And the problem is they're going with this particular strategy of like pushing one player. And when we talk media, what are we talking about? When I say media, I'm talking about First Take, Undisputed, and the other channels, the other shows. What they do is they constantly promote one player. Caitlin Clark. Let's promote Caitlin Clark. She's the face of the league, this and that. There's no, like, Asia Wilson can go out and have a monster game. She could be out there setting records. You'll hear no mention of this on any of the networks. And their excuses, they say, well, it's not trendy. It's not what everybody is talking about. Well, how does it become trendy? You see, there has to be a waxing and waning type of, not waxing and waning, but, one hand washes the other type of relationship between the media and the sport. When, you just look up the definition of the role the sports media plays. Sports media is there to drive the interest for a particular sport. That's what they do. That's their function. But now they're making it seem like what their function is to just talk about what people want to hear about. No, you actually have a platform that can drive what people want to talk about. You can just drive the narrative, drive the discussion. And so far what they've done is they've just tried to make it seem like you got this one player, Caitlin Clark, and this whole league of just jealous women that are just coming at her. This is the narrative they've pushed. And apparently that narrative isn't working because all it creates, it's creating conversation, but it's creating actually the wrong type of conversation. Because that's a conversation that fosters hate and bad blood. Like, there's a lot of people online who don't like me. You can see some of the messages I've got. Some of the stuff I just delete, and I send people with the troll. Like, if you troll me, I send you to troll heaven. That's the place the trolls want to go. So I make you a troll martyr. It's not a problem, right? But it's crazy. If you look at some of these, not websites, these podcasts, in the discussion. When people are reasonable, they try to be reasonable. Nobody wants to hear them. Like Shanae Gumake, I think she's very reasonable. I think McNuts takes it very reasonable. People are taking twist them as pushing the narrative because there's a certain group that only wants to see Clark. Now, what you should do is push the other ladies who go at Clark. So right now, there's only been 2 I've seen pushed, somewhat. And Angel Reese is brought up. But Angel Reese is only brought up whenever they want to start controversy. They only bring her up when she says something that they can twist into meaning being some type of shade against Caitlin Clark. That's fumbling the ball on the part of the media if you want to talk about fumbling the ball. The next other person is DJ Carrington, who I think there is somewhat of an effort to push DJ. She gets a lot of camera time. Now, you got to pay attention to that. When they're watching, who's the camera on a lot? The camera's on her a lot. She gets the interviews. She's on the commercial for the underwear, the official underwear of the league. So they select these people. There's no doubt about it. She's in a good market there in Connecticut. She has the look. Actually, the girl could probably be a model if she wasn't even into basketball, right? But with her particularly, she just has to kind of think about her marketability and what type of lifestyle she wants to live, or whether or not you want to put your lifestyle out there or hide it. Consider marketability, because these companies, they're looking for certain profiles. Okay, that's what they're looking for. Looking for a lot of traditional stuff, and when you associate yourself with certain people and certain things. Because right now, it's being pumped out there. She's being associated with some nonsense, okay? Especially in particular with Alyssa Smith. And she probably, Carrington, I say, needs to, I think, and just what I think, needs to think about her marketability as it relates to all of that. Because these companies, man, whether it's Nike, whether it's Gatorade, whether it's, they just, they look at all of that stuff. But yeah, I would say they're fumbling the ball because of that. But not putting them on the Olympic team. Someone has to present an argument to me that shows that if they're on the Olympic team, that necessarily grows the league. I think them being in the WNBA is really what's important. They have plenty of time to make the Olympics.
New wave that is here. And it's got a major blockage on it, man. Listen, to everybody out here, bro, we're not fighting over the pie that's been established. The ideal is to grow the pie. That's what we're trying to do here. And now we're 4 years behind for not putting these girls on the team. Now,
what are you talking about? This man does not have his thoughts together. He's not saying anything specific. He's speaking in generality. He's talking about a damn pie that needs to be growing. Like, what are you talking about, Kevin? Come on, bro. What are you, high?
I agree with you. Both of them should have been on that, because what you're saying now is that I'm gearing up for the next 4 years. These girls, you're right, they ain't been on the team. Guess what? This is no better opportunity to bring in some younger talent to see how it's done. And that's how tradition is it's passed down. Man, this is a fraternity.
Kevin, they're already in the league. That's going to happen anyway. They're building all-star teams and stuff like that. Like the Olympics is just a damn 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever event that they're going to play, and then they're going to come back to business as usual. And they're already promoting Caitlin Clark anyway.
There are a sorority. In this whole thing, knowledge is going to get passed down. Bro, we're not around each other enough for us to be exchanging information and shit. This is when you do it. Bro, man did not only drop the ball, but it set us back, bro. What you mean reps? This girl plays basketball and has played basketball against every type of defender, the best that the female has. She's seen it.
No, she hasn't. No, she hasn't. He clearly not paying attention. You're not even watching. That's what I'm saying. And if you're not into women's basketball, that's fine. You don't have to be. You can think it's trash, whatever, but just shut up then. Because, like, nobody wants to hear a person who's not informed or someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. She hasn't seen everything and done everything. That's retarded, that take. And as a player, come on, man. Come on, bro.
You hear what I'm saying? Man, you made a Leah Boston. She another one that could have been on there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this.
Oh, my God. Just throw anybody on the damn thing. He acting like everybody on the team is just old as hell and washed up or something. You know, most of those players, you know, they're in their prime. Ah, man.
Say to gear up for the next. Yeah, they won 8. Yeah, it's time for some new energy, and what y'all built has to take another step, and you can't take a step if you ain't got the talent and you ain't got the interest and you ain't got the all of it to go with it. And this new wave is going, hey, listen, these young girls keep receipts too, bro. These new girls are finna take the lead. They're gonna come back, bro. It's important to establish some type of median ground here, man, but I thought...
What is he talking about? What are you talking about, Big Ticket? What are you talking about, bro? My goodness. He keeps saying talent. No, Reese and Clark are nowhere near the most talented players. Now we get what Reese is. Now, she's one of the best rebounders in the league. That she is. Caitlin Clark's people are so delusional about her level of talent to where it's unbelievable. Listen, she has a nice foundation. Okay, she's a shooter. But, like, let's just be real. Like, and I've never done this on the channel before, like, giving a real take of her talent. Listen, Caitlin Clark is an elite passer in the full court in fast breaks or what they call just transition. Okay? She makes those go-ahead passes. Very good at that. In the half court, she's not a great point guard. She turns the ball over at a ridiculous clip. She has 84 overall assists on the year, and 77 turnovers. That is absurd. If you have 84 assists, your turnovers should not be more than about between 25 and 30. You should be looking for a 3-to-1 ratio. Other than that, and like, especially at the level she's at, you're hurting the team. You're actually hurting the team. Your turnovers are just leading to too many points on the other side. And for some, and her fans, they like won't accept this. So they're saying it's because her teammates are not in the right spots. Her teammates not going in the right direction. Her teammates are dropping passes. Yeah, that happens sometimes, dropping passes, but that happens with everybody, on every team, everywhere, drop passes. Shit, sometimes Caitlin will drop the damn pass that she receives from somebody. Okay? So that doesn't account for it all. She also travels at times. She's also committing offensive fouls. She's also getting the ball stolen from her at an absurd clip as well. And so now you have to really look. Is her handle good enough for point guard position? Maybe she needs to go work with some of these people with the handle. You know, because you're not there. The league is not going to let you just shoot step back threes. And then when we talk about her step back three, which is her patented move, she's great at it. When her left side is there and she's able to hop step into that left side and shoot that three, she's lethal. All right. But what players, smart defenders are going to do, they're going to take that away. So they're going to guard her left side. This is what you see, like Carrington does. This is what you see Laney Hamilton do. Guard that left side. So now she tries to jump to the right and shoot it. And she's nowhere near as efficient shooting it from the right. This is why her three-point percentage right now is barely 32%. It's about, between 32 and some change percent. That's just not good enough. Yeah, I'm looking at it right here, 32.2. We're almost at 31%. She's 36% from the field. Right now, people talk about Angel Reese and all of that. They're about the same from the field. Now, you might say, well, she's in the post or whatever. First of all, you're in the post and it's guarded. It's not like, just layups that are being missed. It's being different. Now, Caitlin Clark, listen, when they guard her left, then she's going to go right. Since we want to talk skills and talent. When she's forced right, and these guys would know that if they really watch these games, she doesn't have the elite speed, doesn't have an elite first step to just blow past a defender. Oftentimes she's using the offhand to push off the defender. That's going to lead to a lot of turnovers. Like these people, they want, these whistles being called. They want a tighter game. Well, they're going to call a lot of offensive fouls on her because she's always using the offhand to push off the defender because she lacks the speed to just blow by you. Okay. So she pushes off the defender. Then help defense comes. It's not a doubling. Okay, you got to understand the difference between a double and help defense. You watch the W, they're using help defense with everybody, which is what you're supposed to do. The help defender comes. Okay, she's typically stopped at that point because she doesn't have the handle to either dribble in between the defenders, like I've seen Jewel Lloyd do on a number of occasions. She can't dribble in between the defenders. She doesn't have a Euro step to Euro around the defender when she goes to the rim. She doesn't have a floater to go over the help defender. Nor does she know how to utilize her pivot foot to know how to stop, do a spin move or anything around the defender. Now, we want to talk basketball. This is her game. We want to talk talent. This is her game. Okay? These are the holes, and I'm not trying to point all this out like that because it can be mean, but it is what it is. Okay? One thing I would like to see her do, get to the free throw line more. When you go into that mid-range, pump fake. Get the defender off their feet. That's one way to actually go around them and get to the rim. Another way is you pump fake, let the defender fall on you, get to the free throw line. These are the little things she needs to add to her game because one thing she's elite at is at the free throw line. That's really her best attribute, actually, is at the free throw line. She's a bigger guard. She should be turning her back to the basket, which I've seen her do a few times because since her handle's not like that right now, turn your back to the basket, back down the smaller guard. But then you got to finish. Now, the finishing is not there at all either. All right, that's another problem. So these are things she has to work on in her game before we say, got to have the talent, this and that. The reality is she doesn't have the talent that those ladies have right now or the skill set. What she has is a cult following from college. So to just be honest, let's just say because we need to give that cult following what they want because they're watching and they're paying money and all of that type of stuff.
The USA Basketball dropped this one. This ain't
You
about
heard what USA Basketball came out and said?
this. I don't give a fuck about that. What I'm saying though is that they dropped the ball in progressing our game. Nobody plays like Shorty. All you young girls out there, if you're a point guard, if you're a two guard, if you ain't got something left, right, two-step back, three ball from bomb, bro, the wave gonna be like that. We ain't even seen this monster that's in college called Juju's. You understand? She's sitting back watching all this shit. She a whole nother wave, you understand?
I would have threw her on too.
Nah, bro, what I'm saying is that these young girls are the wave, and you got to implement.
Basically, what they're saying is that, you know, Plum, Jewel, Copper, and all of them can't really play. But these girls, they got the two-step back from ball. They obviously haven't watched the recap. They haven't watched any of them. This take is horrible. And this is what I'm saying about the media that's going on. The media that's happening now. This is who they're giving us. They're giving us guys who don't care enough to even research what's happening. Joe Lloyd does all that stuff. And better. If they even if they watched Clark and watched her play against Seattle and they just saw Joe Lloyd versus her, they'd be like, oh, no, that's how they got it. That's what they would say. But they're not even doing that. And that's despicable. They're just so rich. They probably just laying up getting head somewhere while they're drinking a damn martini. You know, don't mean to be graphic, but let's be for real. These are the lives they're living. And then because you're Paul Pierce and just because you're Kevin Garnett, you get to go on the camera and you're supposed to have credibility. But, bro, we're listening to what you're saying and you're destroying your own credibility. You sound like you just had a few drinks. You might have smoked something in the back and you're just talking crazy right now.
Into the wave. You're going to have to put them in the wave at some point. Diana Taurasi and Caitlin Clark in the same room with knowledge, man, that's fucking unbelievable. And guess what? After this, I don't know if you can still have that same room. 4 years, Caitlin Clark going to be a lot more smarter. She's going to have a lot more to say. She's going to have a lot more to, you feel what I'm saying? So,
all right, so who cares? If she ends up having more knowledge and being smarter and all of that, what does it matter? Secondly, she can always call her. Like, that's nothing. Even if you've watched any of the coverage they've had of the Final Four and so on, they were on the same screen together and stuff like that. Right? You guys, they're not paying attention. They're not paying. She can always get with them. Then there's All-Star weekend they have. They can do that. It's like, this crazy thing. The Olympics is just the time that's the only time they can just do that stuff. Man.
I don't know. It's in everybody's interest to come together, bro. And this ain't it. I ain't feeling none of this. This doesn't propel us. And then two, this new wave of basketball, man. Let's just be honest. Don't nobody want to see it come down, throw it in the post in 28 times. That ain't the wave. The wave is pace. Today, when we talk about the fucking Celtics and the Mavs, guess what? The one thing we gotta talk about. We gotta talk about the pace of the game. Dallas gonna have to make the pace of the game quicker because they're not scoring enough. They're not even damn near getting 100 points. You hear what I'm saying? I say that to say that the pace and the wave of where we going is high-paced basketball, high-end offense, and if you ain't got it, you can't be in this.
All right, so here, clearly he's a proponent and a mouthpiece for the commissioner. That just pretty much settles it. And this is nonsense anyway. And I'm going to put out a video where I'm going to obliterate all of that. Okay? Pace is nothing new. It's nothing new. The fastest pace in the history of basketball was actually the 60s, sir. That was the fastest pace. All right? And it incorporated going inside, going outside, running. It wasn't just running and gunning and shooting threes and having no physicality or anything like that. That was the fastest pace, the 60s. It started to slow down in the 70s, right? Because you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you had different teams, you had the Portland team, you had different influx like that. Then it speeds up again in the 80s. Then it slows down again in the 90s, right? There's always a waxing and waning because what happens is when you have a dominant team, say right now, let's pick the most dominant team of the last 5 years, with the Golden State Warriors. Okay? What you're going to do is have a team that's going to figure out how to stop that style. So part of the stopping that style is going to be to slow it down, do the opposite. It's just the waxing and waning, the yin and the yang of creation. There's never a wave of something that just continues forever. You know, it's a circular thing, always. It's just the way it works. So if someone's going to stop them, it'll slow down again. And then when that runs out, then it'll speed up again. And then also, different teams are going to have different styles. There's different ways to go at it. And then the W is clearly different from the NBA. It's not just this wave and come on and be fast and this and that and blah, 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 new pace and all that. No, the W plays the way the W plays. Right? You think Caitlin Clark, the only way Caitlin Clark can come in and change it is if she adds to her game and she's so dominant to where it works. To where it works. Right? This pace he's talking about, I'll get into that some other time. But I just can't believe this guy is just being a mouthpiece for the commissioner.
That's going to leave a lot of people out of it, and that's where we at. That's what I got to say, yo. Respect. Real shit.
He just said put Aaliyah Boston on it, but then he said don't go into the paint. So you're just all over the place. I got you.
Straight up. Damn, yo. Think about that. The globalization of her putting out her women's game on the map like this with Angel Reese. You hear me? Bro, and then you can actually be here.
Angel Reese is a post player, but you just said that we just want to go, you point guard and you step back threes and you bomb and all this stupid shit that you just said. So you just all over the place.
What's wrong with these young ladies when they're around you? Hey, man, there's too much pride going on right now, man.
Yeah.
The OGs need to put some pride aside and accept these young girls, man. They've helped grow the game. Y'all done y'all part. Teach these young girls on how to grow the game. Be on that shit.
I think if you see.
Yeah, like I said, he's clearly another one who's never talked to them. He never talked to any of the women in the league. Clearly, to get an understanding before he came and did this. It's just a lack of respect for him. That's all. Because now he sounds dumb.
The excitement surrounded around the women's game, if you added these two, Caitlin Clark and Angel
Reese, it takes it to another level.
It takes it to another level because now, when they're not in the WNBA and they go over to China or they go over here to play, the money up.
Money up everywhere.
The money up everywhere.
Appearances,
yeah,
hostings.
Appearances up everywhere. So it goes
Product.
beyond.
So you're assuming that China knows about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. So when they go over there, the money up. Oh man!
It's beyond the WNBA.
It is, bro. This is about being
other
universal.
countries that's like, oh damn, we need these girls out here playing with us over here in Greece.
Facts.
Over here in China.
Right. Over in Spain.
Over here in Spain.
Right.
So now they go.
They actually trying to get away from doing that. And if you're paying attention to anything that's going on, they don't want to continue to do that. especially with Griner getting locked up for the weed.
Making, because a lot of them played over there because that's where their bread and butter come from.
Facts.
Because they wasn't getting in the WNBA. So that money go up now too.
Everything goes up, Pete. The pie is being grown. You don't even have to go.
Why? How? Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese ain't going to be playing over there. They got $1 million endorsements here. Why would they do that?
Nowhere no more. You can damn near sit here, and in the summer, if you know what I'm saying, go back to where you at respectfully, have camps, have whole bunch of program where you establish, bro.
Right.
That's the move.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to do that though, and I get it. You know, everybody's to their own individual, but this
actually right now, Brianna Stewart is in the process of putting together a 3-on-3 league where she's trying to pay. They have the money actually to pay each participant $1 million, so that way they don't have to do that. Right, but he doesn't know that because he don't have enough respect to call her and, hey, what y'all plan on doing to grow the game or whatever,
It's about growing the pie, and if you don't understand that, then you don't understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's respect to all the ladies, man. Real shit. This is about growing y'all, man. And yeah, we all got something to say about it. So respect to everybody who has something to say. That's my take.
Yeah, it's cool to have something to say, but the idea isn't to talk just because you got lips, right? You should research, you should speak knowledgeably. That's the only way that works, sir. And respect you too. You were one of my favorite players, but I don't know about this one, bro. All right, so tell me what y'all think, man.